Hello, are you out there? I'm Mark with Redo Over, and we're back at it here, starting a new game, Master of Orion 2, or also known as Mutu in the community, Battle of Antares. So, this is from 96, 97. This is a game that's dear to my heart. I've played it so many times, but we're going to be getting back on it. You can find this on Steam right now. I'm not getting paid to tell you that. I got it off of Steam most recently. It's a DOSBox emulation is what we're running, but DOSBox essentially took this, got it onto Steam. Steam's like, yeah, go ahead and play it. And I think it's been out there since 2016. It's got a decent little following. If you're looking for a game that is 4X, sci-fi based, this is the one. You're going to get it for probably a very reasonable price on Steam. It works very well. It's completely translated over, so you're not going to have issues or glitches with it. At least I haven't. Get this game. It's the kind of game that you can play through an entire adventure or, conquer the galaxy in 4 hours or 20 hours, depending on how much you stretch it out. But it's a great game where if you just have a night or a weekend, you can sit down, get all the way through it. You will play it again and again. I can almost guarantee. So this is a little tricky. I got my camera over here, and I've got the window for the DOSBox over here. But the better version that I can see well is over here. So I might be doing this. I might be looking at one screen or the other. Just bear with me. Let's see. Can I? Yeah. Let's just get into new game. So let's talk about some basic stuff. It holds on to your settings pretty well. So once you set this up, Steam will keep track of it if you're starting up a new game real quickly. So this is going to be, let's just look at this. Great graphics. Difficulty level. We have tutor. Look at this, little child's hand and a parent's hand. Easy. Yeah. Average. Hard. And impossible. That's always evoked such strong imagery, and it's so well done. Let me tell you what, if you get to impossible, it is really tricky. You need a good start and a bit of luck to be able to win reliably on impossible. If you get a bad planetary start, you could lose. So, now, to be fair, if you're playing on tutor or easy, it is ridiculously easy. So I usually play on hard if I'm just looking to relax. If I want to challenge myself, I'll go to impossible. But for everyone else, I would just start on average. Probably going to be more than sufficient to give you the win. Galaxy size, small, medium, large, cluster. Cluster is not a thing, FYI. Doesn't actually do anything. That's just a glitch. You can notice also the tile isn't actually in there. Right? So medium, large, cluster is the same as large. So you can't play in a cluster galaxy. I've tried it. So huge is there. For the sake of getting started, let's just go with a medium. I don't even know if we're going to get all the way to a game today. But huge is fun if you want to play with a lot of alien species. They'll be randomly selected. We'll get to how many players we're going to choose, but players is going to be aliens. Medium is nice, though, if you just want to try and go for one of the shorter sessions where you're going to maybe have 3 or 4 alien species you're going to be contending against. So I'd recommend medium. Over here, Galaxy Age, this is a little unusual. It's not necessarily easy for people to understand. Bear in mind, you can get information by right-clicking with your mouse on any of these things. So game difficulty, they don't give you so much information on some of the tooltips. It's not a tooltip, but it's a pop-up, we'll say. But here with Galaxy Age, left-clicking here allows you to cycle through different galaxy ages. Mineral-rich, normal, organic. Mineral-rich increases the chances of planets that have mineral resources, so like high mineral concentrations. And organic gives you food ones. I think if you're trying to not... There's 3 ways to look at this. You can take something like the lithivore species that eats rocks. You set it to mineral rich, or you take a species that has bonuses to production, which is mineral based. You're going to give yourself an advantage. Conversely, if you give yourself organic in your, not conversely, if you make a lithivore that eats rocks, but you make an organic rich environment, you'd be giving yourself a detriment. So it's slightly... It takes some knowledge to understand how this can really benefit you or hurt you. I think if you're looking for a baseline game, you always want to go with average. That's going to be a mix of organic, rich, in the middle. And so you're not giving yourself an advantage or a detriment. But for instance, if you wanted to make a farmer strong species where you're really good at food production, going organic rich will give you the advantage. But if you were to take a lithivore focused, it would be a huge disadvantage to you because you don't care about organics. It's going to benefit everyone else in the galaxy. But for the sake of a normal balanced playthrough, I'd go average. So you can see your average difficulty, medium-sized galaxy, average galaxy age. This is going to be your typical baseline game. However, since we're doing a medium, let's just look through our players real quick. We can go as high as 8 players or 2 players. That includes you. So this would be you and one other species. I would never go with just one other. Let's do 4 players for a medium-sized galaxy. And then finally we have tech level, not finally. Tech level here is going to be pre-warp. That means you haven't even made freighter ships or basic FTL technology yet. You can't make any ships at pre-warp. You can go to average, you can go to post-warp, and finally advanced. So I don't know what the difference between average and post-warp is. I don't think average is a thing. I think average is actually a misnomer. It's a tile that's put in there but doesn't have a function. What you're really getting is post-warp. Post-warp would be the standard starting place for the game, where you have the basic technologies of FTL flight. I think it starts you with 2 scout ships and 1 colony ship, and you have the ability to make freighters and some other military vessels. So this is where I would start initially. You're only missing out on, I think, 3 technology branches by starting at post-warp. Meaning you're not missing out. You've already got them. So starting at pre-warp, there's only a couple new things you have to develop. Post-warp's going to start you right at the middle place where you're ready to expand into the galaxy immediately. And advanced gives you, I think, like a cruiser to start and maybe a colony ship to start, and gives you quite, like you're already like a third of the way through the tech tree. This would benefit you greatly playing in advanced mode if you're playing a science-poor species. A species that's not very creative or not very good at science. Playing advanced gets you a jump start into that, gets you a leg up. Whereas playing pre-warp, if you are science strong and you play pre-warp, you're going to get through all those little baby technologies much more quickly than everyone else, so it would give you an advantage. The final things, for our sake though, I think will come in at post-warp, meaning the normal starting place. And then let's just look at this tactical combat. You want this checked. So that's unchecked. The little blue is checked. Tactical combat means you get to take control of your ships in combat versus the computer just running an algorithm and comparing a bunch of numbers and just saying you won, you lost. It's kind of boring. You want to do the tactical combat in this game. It's a lot of fun. Random events, on or off. I usually leave it on. Random events are fun. Sometimes they're beneficial, sometimes they're detrimental. There's actually a lucky trait you can take as a species that would, if random events are enabled, would let you get all the good random events with almost none of the bad random events. And finally, Antaren's attack. Yeah, we want Antaren's attack on. They are the Battle of Antares, is Antaren's attack. It's this super advanced alien species that has been tucked into a pocket dimension by the forebears, the masters of Orion, the original Orions. Defeated the Antarans in a battle ages ago, millennia ago, and imprisoned their entire civilization in a pocket dimension as opposed to exterminating them from the galaxy outright. And when you have Antaren's attack on, it means that the Antarans are able to start to poke out small probing fleets out of their pocket dimension back into the prime dimension, our galaxy, and you're going to have to face them. And that's what you want to do. And eventually, you get to make a dimensional portal, poke back through into their galaxy, and fight them back. All right, so that's everything for the new game setup. When we hit accept, it's going to take us to the creature screen, and we will select races. But that's going to be the next video. I'm going to break these up into sort of bite size. So I'm going to stop this recording. If you watched, thank you. We'll get to the part 2, which is going to be all the various races.